getting ready for the ice
Checking the ice
bath.
bath. First thing that we always do, of course, is check that it's unplugged. Safety first. We're just going to check that it's cold enough. It seems it might be. Yeah, just a little bit of prep to do here just before we get in. Someone's left the freezer on too long.
Careful,
Anyway,
Tim.
back with you in a while when we get this ready. Can't
It's
wait.
Arctic. We don't know how many degrees. We'll just call it Arctic.
Yep. We're getting it. We've managed to get it away from the sides now, so just need to, make room to fit in, basically. So,
Why don't we just move to like Canada?
well, I wouldn't mind going to Canada if I, could.
That's
But,
right.
Anyway, another topic. Okay, I'm getting nearly there.
I'll say that after. For
Okay.
fuck's sake, stop. Oh my
Okay.
god, this guy, I will not do a single thing.
So, this is true ice, isn't it?
Seems to be.
How many degrees?
We don't know. That breaks the thermometers.
All right. Do you have something to say?
I just wish he would get in, that's what I think.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so welcome to Conversations from an Ice Bath.
All right.
This is a first. Normally in the ice bath I focus on doing some big deep breathing and slow breathing to deal with the relative cold that I'm sitting in. But we thought it might be cool to introduce a podcast that where the person, having the opportunity to express their thoughts and perspectives is doing so from the comfort of the ice bath. I am known to babble on a little bit, and so given that there's only limited amounts of time that we generally can spend in an ice bath, that might reduce the conversation to a tolerable sort of length. So, a couple of things to point out, safety first and all that, but the freezer's unplugged. We checked that beforehand. Don't do this without doing a bit of research. I'd encourage you to check out Wim Hof, W-I-M-H-O-F. He's the man who I think has started most of the what might be called a craze around ice bathing and the associated health benefits that go with it. There's a bunch of breathing exercises that we do as well that are associated with this that, again, we believe lead to the hopeful health benefits that come from sitting in single-digit degree Celsius water. We did try to have thermometers in here, but we've got to get an industrial one because the normal ones just break, probably because it's cold. So you're going to hear from us being myself and my dearest Csilla, and you're going to hear from various people over time, but guarantee one condition, anyone who's going to be heard is going to be heard from here in the ice bath. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is it's often pretty hard to stay coherent while you're sitting in said ice bath. And in these times, it's also a little bit around, the idea of what actions and responsibilities you can take for your own health. And this might be deemed a reasonably extreme measure to take towards health, but there's some pretty good evidence around it. Again, refer Wim Hof. We're not getting, paid for promoting Wim Hof, but he's an eccentric man who I think has potentially a lot to offer the world, or has already offered the world. So check out his stuff.
What is the big difference for you since you started doing the ice baths?
Mostly it's been around how I deal with it. I've lived in Queensland all my life, so not great with cold historically. So the fact that at first, I'd spend a couple of minutes in here and my toes would be frozen, my fingers would be frozen. Now I think I've done 12 minutes is my maximum. My dearest has done 16. And we really don't treat this competitively. It's not like a ego thing. It's really trying to see how you can manage your body's response to the situation. And so now I can do 8 or 10 or a few more, minutes and find that my toes, for instance, are really not a problem. My fingers are still pretty cold. And what I choose to do is exercise afterwards to warm up. There's nothing wrong with jumping in a shower or bath either, and sometimes we do that afterwards. But I like to do some exercise. It's made me cut a little bit of weight. I was hardly overweight, but a few more kilos have shredded off, I'd say, just because of your body's metabolism and you know, keeping your core temperature under control. It's doing some work, I expect. And I've had lower back issues, I've had knee issues, etc., and my lower back's been fantastic, and I think that's could be attributed to a number of things, including what I understand to be the anti-inflammatory benefits of being in an ice bath or being in the cold. So a range of things. It also, I think, you don't want to sit in an ice bath with a full stomach, so it means that today, you know, I haven't eaten really much since breakfast. I had a hot chocolate and half a piece of carrot cake at, I don't know, 11 o'clock or something, and here we are at 4 in the afternoon, and so I'm starting to get hungry, but no way I want to do it, you know, so it helps extend the periods of time maybe that you're not eating for. So today I'm finding this, you can maybe hear the little bit of shiver in my voice. Normally I don't have any shiver at all, and I would attribute that to the fact that I'm talking as opposed to focusing on my breath. And where are we up to, Joe, on the clock?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah. Yeah, so we want to have some fun with this. We want to explore lots of different topics. There's been so many, big topics have emerged in the last 12 months, around healthcare, etc., and associated, and a lot of ideological and philosophical debates around the various strategies that have been used around the world, so we want to have fun as well, and just see where we can take things while trying to speak coherently while in a freezer full of icy water.
And they say women talk a lot. Yeah. There he is, just non-stop talking.
It's maybe even makes it easier to talk. Time goes faster.
The time goes by, yeah. It's a different breath management thing. I'll show you what I normally do, just for the heck of it.
Okay.
With my breathing, is I normally basically do a bigger in-breath as I can, then take as long as I can for my out-breath. And this is just my thing, no one else's. And I have got to where I can generally do those as 1 minute cycles, so 1 breath per minute, which means I can psychologically be here going, well, 3 more breaths and I've done 10 minutes or whatever. So here's my normal approach. So I do that a few times, and usually it'll be between 45 seconds and a minute. And so, if I do 10 breaths, I might be at 9 minutes, etc. So, but hey, because I'm not getting less and less coherent. Any other questions that anyone can think of? Because I can't think of what to say otherwise. Where are we up to on the clock?
8 minutes.
My fingers are getting pretty cold.
Let's just leave it there. I think for the first instalment, because the wife's always bossy.
At least you explain already
You've explained it,
the idea.
and then we'll choose the first
But also,
topic.
hey, here, happy to hear from people who would like to volunteer to have their opportunity to express themselves as part of conversations from an ice bath.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye. We'll see the breathing now.
There's somewhat we do to warm up. This sort of movement I've stolen from what I think I've seen Wim Hof do, but also then generally add some kicks and punches just to move the body and get blood out to the extremities. What generally makes me get out of the ice bath at this juncture is not that I feel too cold bodily, but is my extremities. My toes now feel fine, my fingers are still pretty cold, but my core temperature, I don't know, we're not measuring that. I want the thermometer in those places, but basically if I do about 5, maybe 10 minutes of exercise, I then feel very functional. But no cheating, going and jumping in a shower or something either.
That's not cheating.
All right. See you in the next episode.
Thank you.